Okay, today is August 2nd, 2020. It's been raining just about every day for the last week, so the backyard was such a mess. Grass was growing so tall. Today it finally stopped. The rain stopped long enough for us to work on the backyard, but there's still a lot to get done. Some of the edging that needs to get done, and a lot of um, plants that I need trimmed or pruned. I did some cuttings already, cleaned out a lot of stuff and put stuff in in the compost. I just wanted to just show you some of the changes. Not quite some of the wildflower section that I have here. Only the oh, I forgot what it's called. The baby snapdragon, I think. And there's a baby cat. There's a baby lizard right here. They're all over the place, the baby lizards. I hope it doesn't jump on me. I'm invading its space. Hello. Okay, so a lot of the stuff here are bugs that are just coming out. I have these bugs. I forget what they're called, but I've never seen them before, but it looks like they like the milkweed. In fact, the milkweed, when I was researching it, is really a host plant for a lot of insects. So unfortunately, although we've seen a lot of butterflies laying eggs, we have not seen not one caterpillar in the plants. Around this time last year, most of the milkweed have already been gnawed to the bits because of all the caterpillars that we had. So I suspect there might be some insects that are preying on the caterpillars, the monarch caterpillars. I tried to save a couple of monarch caterpillars. I wasn't too successful. It was a traumatic thing for me, so I wasn't going to do that again. I was getting too attached. So I committed myself to just letting nature run its course. I'm still keeping an eye on the bug population. I've seen some aphids on this wildflower. I haven't seen them in my tomatoes, and I haven't seen much on my squashes either. But today I didn't get to see any ladybugs, although they were here before, but not as much as I want. So again, it's really just natural control. I picked out a bunch of stink bugs before because they're leaf-footed, flat-footed leaf bugs, I think. I forget what they're called, because they were sucking off of my tomatoes. So that was the extent of the insect control that I was doing, was hand picking them and dropping them in soapy water. It's the nastiest chore to do. I scream every time I pick them off. I use gloves still, but just the fact that I have them in my hand is give me the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, I still have a lot of bumblebees, butterflies. I've seen a couple of swallowtail butterflies. I'm seeing them more frequently now, which is good. They like the calamansi, which is a citrus tree. I think that's their host plant, and I have a lot of those. So they've been flying in and out of the backyard and the front yard, actually. So when I'm in my study, I normally have the windows open, and it's a nice thing to see swallowtails kind of fluttering back and forth in my window. So anyways, again, more updates here. It's pretty much some of the same flowers. I have zinnia here. What I've been doing with these seeds are I've been deadheading them and just spreading them onto the ground, and hopefully they propagate. more. I've been spreading them out in different parts of the yard too, just so I have more of a spread. So when they're dry like this, and this one though, see there's some aphids here. These are actual seeds here. Kind of hard to do it one-handed, but these little things in between are seeds. So what I normally do is I just find a spot, a bare spot, wherever I can find them, and kind of just broadcast them into the dirt, and again let nature takes its course, and hopefully they grow and they start blooming for me. So then I'll have them all over the place. Okay, since I'm in this spot, this section right here has become one of my favorite sections because new things are happening this year with this bed. So this is the next to the patio. So you can see there's a lot going on here. So we're gonna break it down a bit. The first one here is a hibiscus cutting that I got from my dad's house, and I'm excited to see what it's going to turn out to be. I have 2 mature hibiscus right now that are blooming purple flowers, and this one I think it's going to be peach. So again, this is from a cutting. There were actually 3 that my dad and Maria had given me, and only 2 survived. Well, no, actually, that's right, 2 survived. 1 here in the backyard, and then 1 in the front yard. But this one by far is the healthiest one because it doesn't get the afternoon sun. So when it was smaller, because imagine it just a little twig with some leaves, smaller than probably just a foot tall, is when I had set it down. So on this side, because it's east facing, it gets morning sun, and so it doesn't get the brunt of the afternoon sun, as opposed to the one that I planted in the front yard. It struggled for a little bit, but I think because now it got a little bit more what do you call this, it has a little bit more of a stronger root system, so it looks like it's coming up. So this is one that I'm looking forward to. And then here's another one on one of the next door neighbors. When maybe about 2 months now, this lady had given me, and she has this beautiful backyard. It's huge, bigger than mine, but they have a tropical setting. So we had swapped plants. She wanted some elephant ears, which I had plenty of, which is a taro, and I was looking for bananas. So she had given me some banana pups, and she had given me this pink Siam. It's a pink Siam curcuma, which is in the same family as a turmeric. So it finally bloomed. I think it's like the prettiest blooms that I've seen in this yard. So I have high hopes for this. She said it's very low maintenance, and it looks like it's easy to propagate. So there's going to be a section in that part of the yard, and I'll go over there right now, where I think I'm going to turn it into more of a tropical type of garden. Since I already have the elephant ears, instead of growing vegetables here, normally I grow herbs here. You see the marigold, sunflower, beans. So depending on the season, I have vegetables growing here. But I think since I have more sections to plant on, that I'm gonna transfer this birds of paradise over here, and then this is the banana plant that I got from the same lady who gave me the pink Siam. So I'm gonna put that there, and then the papaya and some more of the turmeric. And if I'm lucky enough, I can probably propagate the curcuma and then line them over here. So this will be mostly half and half, ornamental and edible, because remember, this elephant ears, that's edible, the leaf and the root, and then of course the banana, the papaya, the turmeric. So the only thing that will be not edible will be this birds of paradise. Oh my goodness, I just saw that it's getting ready to bloom. Okay, so here's another story. My neighbor on my side, my left side of our house, so he had texted me, I think I was napping over a month ago, I think now. And he texted me, he said he was cleaning up his front yard, and do I want some bird of paradise, because he's gonna thin it out. I got up so quickly from laying down on the bed. I said I'm coming, and he had was kind enough to cut it for me, and so I immediately put them in the pot, and lo and behold, it's taking, and now I have flowers coming up. So yeah, that's another great surprise today for me. Again, remember, this is the first day in a long time that I've been out this long, and I think it's about to rain too, so I might end up cutting this video a little bit short. And since I'm already here, another thing that's flowering now is this nice sunflower. I think it's called a teddy bear. Let's see. I have the seeds. Okay, so that's the, what is it called? It just says sunflower. See somewhere? Oh, Southern Charm. I'm sorry. So nice and big. Southern Charm sunflower. So that's great. I've never planted that variety before. There's actually, oh, okay. So this one, unlike the big-headed sunflower, actually has multiple flowers in one plant, like this one. That's because I only 2 sprouted, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep an eye on them. I'm actually seeing a lot of stuff here that I planted a long time ago that are actually blooming again. Here's another one, and I forget what that's called, but it's an ornamental. I think I planted that from seed, and it didn't take, but now it's I guess it likes this season. Okay, so again, this particular section will be all tropical feel. I really want to extend this area here so I can have I can move the table. Now my dream is, and I'll back up a little bit so you can appreciate what I'm saying. See this wall right here? If I get permission from the HOA, I want to back it up about 10 feet. So if you see the behind that is just grass, so this is the side of the house, and so there's brick on this side. So past this first window towards the second window, so that will give me 10 feet of space. So imagine this pushed all the way back, which will extend my side garden area. So then that entire section like here would completely be clear of just probably gravel or maybe some walkway and a seating area, so that I don't need to kind of just have one section here. I really want to have different seating area once I have shade. And I got distracted, sorry. This is my avocado, and I noticed that it got scorched. It was this leaf was like right here, so everything else looks like it's okay, except for this one. All right, so this is an avocado tree that I grew from well, I can't really say I grew it. It's an avocado that grew from the compost, and I just pulled it out, and it's been, I don't know, I should say a year old at this point. So I have 10 more years to go before I can harvest, if it even if it even gives me fruits. And in here too, in the same pot, I have bell pepper. So you can see those little blooms right here. It's going to be, and the bell peppers are the big ones. This one is a tomato that is a volunteer plant. So really all I had here, my intention was for this to just have this spider lily. In fact, at one point, I think I wanted to clear this section out because every time I walk, especially when it blooms, it's like it covers this entire section and I don't have the heart to cut it. So I kind of just squeezed myself in here. But anyways, this tomato grew, so we kind of just left it alone. And so now it's giving us this little tomato. So they're just gonna be like these tiny size, almost like a little teardrop size. It probably will grow a little bit bigger like this, but it won't be the normal big tomatoes. So I have more of the same here. This is another volunteer from the pot that I have, the banana, one of my apple tree. So you can see here the tomatoes, they're gonna be paired, these little lemon drop. Okay, since I'm here, so here's another experiment. Not doing too well. I don't know. I don't know if it's the variety of the tomato that I decided to plant. It's not very healthy looking, and maybe I should have lifted up or put some more dirt in here. So really with this, because this is a tote, like my recycled tote that cracked over there in the back, and I kind of just taped it together. So this lady on YouTube, she is very big on tote gardening, because she crams as much stuff in her backyard. So what she does is and I already have a solder, is to drill holes on the side, so you can see that I did that. And then from the bottom you can layer it with, it's permaculture or lasagna gardening, which is really twigs and compost and the scraps. And then I topped it off with some good dirt because I happen to have some, and compost. So like that grow because not on purpose, it just happened to be on the scrap. So I need to pull those because it's gonna take up too much room. But anyways, I've been trying to grow beans in here in this section and nothing's growing. I have this rosemary that I had started from cuttings. So I have 2 tomatoes. There's 1 tomato here, so I guess it's holding its promise, but I don't know, we'll see. This is another one that I think might just overrun this place, and it's too late to move them because I don't have anywhere space for it. Well, I do, but it won't get water, so it's eventually gonna die. But this is where there's a sprinkler is here, so I'm just gonna leave it here, and I'll probably see, it's trying to well, it did get a grip on my lemon. This is the lemon. It's a Meyer lemon. Okay, so here's another story for this lemon. This lemon, and I may have said it in one of my videos, and on Nextdoor I had asked people who have any pots that they may be giving away, and because I needed some, and I thought, you know, I was looking for just this kind, and this lady, this very nice lady, she actually had nice pots, and I'll show you in a little bit. Oh, actually, let me show you now because I'm gonna forget. So these pots right here, and there's more of them in the like this one, a lot of decorative pots, this one right here, and most of them are inside the house. Anyways, so she also gave me Meyer lemon the same day that I was trying to shop online for Meyer lemon, and she just gave it for me for free. So this one actually had 2 plants in there, and they were yellow, they weren't doing well, and so this I kept in the pot. This branch, this plant right here, and look at how nice and green it is. So now I have another, I actually have 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 trees that I need to put in the ground. So yeah, so that's another promising project right here. This one is it's a seed from Chico, and the Chico is it's one of the tropical fruits. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, because Chicos are huge trees, and when I planted the seed, someone gave it to me for free. I was thinking, there's no way that's going to grow, and it grew. I have 2 saplings, treelings in here. But I figured if I keep it here and it survived and it became a stronger tree, then I'll just keep it in a pot until I figure out what to do with it, and hopefully I don't get too attached to it. All right, so then this is the banana. Actually, there are 2 bananas here. There's 2 kinds, so that's this plant and then this one. I forget what kind of bananas they are, but they're not just ornamental, they actually grow, give you bananas. Okay, let's see what else is going on in the backyard that's new. Oh, here we go. See those pink blooms right there? That's a myrtle, crepe myrtle, which seeded from, it came up, it sprouted from nowhere, and that's one of God's gifts to me. In fact, 100% of this is God's gift to me. A lot of them are trees or plants that just sprouted, so He hears my prayers constantly. This is what do you call this? This is zucchini. I had a zucchini growing here at one point. There's you see these black things? I think these are eggs. So I tried to like get rid of these. Let's see. Oh no, they're just dirt. Are they? I don't know. Okay. So I'm waiting for them to fruit. Here's another avocado. This entire tomato section is a mess. He gave me a lot of tomatoes, but now it's like a second growth, but it's completely out of control. I didn't stake this right, so it's now bent over. It's supposed to be a little bit more upright. In fact, another thing that's kind of gone over and I lost control of it is this wing bean. It's completely taken over of the windmill, so the windmill should be fine for this season at least. It's not like it's electrical. It can withstand being choked for a few more months until it's time for me to clear it out. But yep, I prepared the dirt well, because this is, remember, my culture mound, and that's why everything here is just rocking. But I didn't plan it right, because I should have done better a job at staking. Instead of doing just PVC standalones, I should have reinforced it with horizontal PVCs like I've done in the past, to keep it more stable and allow it to support more strength. I mean, that's really not doing anything. There's a rebar there, or no, some tree stake, but again, I didn't do a good job, so I have no clue what I'm gonna do here. here's here's another one, and I'm laughing because this tree has upo growing on it, and you can't see it right now, but my neighbor has one big one that is growing on her side, which we cannot reach, and I'm too lazy to knock on her door and ask her to let me in. I mean, she would. I just have so many of the upo that we already dropped one back there. It's probably rotting now or her gardener probably picked it up. But if you notice, there's like little ones growing here. There's a big one right there in the middle. I thought it would be a funny experiment to let the upo get up there, but I didn't really intend for it to get up there. But by the time that it got up there, it was too high for me to do anything. So yeah, I was thinking it would be funny if the upo starts growing on the tree, just to trip the neighbor off, because they'll look up and they'll be like, what in the world is growing on that tree? Anyways, all right, so here's the, I'm just gonna walk around. Oh, here's the other tree, the Meyer lemon tree that that lady gave me. So I have it here, and then I have kaffir lime. Is it kaffir lime? I forget. Let's see. I have the, all right, sorry, I have this thing about weeds. Okay, key lime. It's key lime. Key lime. I have mint here. Oh, so going back. See, I've completely lost my focus here. So going back to this pot, this side right here. So I showed you the hibiscus, I showed you the pink siam. So I have my typical oregano, celery, marigold, and then my wing bean. But here I got another zucchini. So really, these zucchinis were seedlings that I traded on next door. And another thing that I'm looking forward to is I propagated the oh my goodness, what is this called? This is the nitrogen fixer that I got in the different part of the yard. I'm getting old and I'm I'm losing my memory. I have no clue. I can't remember. Anyways, so that's new. This is new. Supposed to have purple flowers, but I think it's getting shaded out. But another thing that my son has been tending is this Spanish grapes. So I bought them as a cutting. I think I planted them in February, and so February, and we're in June, March. I'm gonna count March, April, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So about 5 months going on 6. So now it has really established itself, and so my son has been training it to kind of wrap around the column of the porch. So the intention is to run a wire, not too close to the top, but just enough to run it across that way, and then another one across that way. So then we'll have grapes hopefully kind of just kind of running down on the side, hopefully. So that's that. And then another thing that's new on this side, so this has been this first site where I planted the butterfly ginger. But when I looked today, so these are my typical butterfly gingers, right? They're white, they're so beautifully scented. I love just standing here. But then I looked up, and notice this beauty right here. I don't know if maybe a while ago I may have gotten a different breed from another seller, because I really when I plant, I normally just plant them, commit myself to memorizing where I put them, but I never do. So I may have gotten this from another seller, another neighbor seller, because I remember planting something here that she had given me. So this is a totally different ginger flower. Now I have to research what it's called. But yeah, so you can see the difference. This is white, and then this is like a peach, like a light peach kind of color. So pretty. It smells nice, but it actually has a different scent. This one, I actually like the scent of this one better. This has a more perfumey perfumey smell. Okay, I think that's it for now. It's a lot of stuff that I need to clean out. Worried about my gardenia over there. That was a free plant that I got. I think it's getting shaded over. I need to start getting rid of these purple hearts, and this has become like a chili jungle right here. Note that none of these ginger I planted on purpose that I can recall. So yeah, so they've been growing. I have these strawberries here, some of these stuff that I have in pots. And one last thing I want to show you. My forsythia is finally growing. As you can recall, this was in my front yard for over a year, maybe going on 2, and it just wouldn't grow. It was just this right here. So this one would turn yellow in the spring, so I'm looking forward to that. And I have cuttings from Alantana that I had in the backyard, and then this is a plumbago. These have nice beautiful purple flowers. My turmeric, I've never seen my turmeric bloom, but supposedly that's possible. So I'm hoping that these are mature enough to bloom for me, or I would have a season where it would give them that opportunity. One last thing that's new on this side are these wildflowers. Don't ask me what they're called. I'm sure I have it written down somewhere. But yeah. Oh, I do have one thing I want to show, and this is my ugly section of the yard, and I'm glad that I already cleaned it. Alright, so on the side of the yard, I replanted my Vitek. Oh, you can see the bumblebee. So the Vitek is a native plant. You see the bumblebee? It's so cute. So you can see how they have there these nice purple blooms. You see the bumblebee? The bumblebee's so cute. So this will actually grow into a small tree. So eventually it's going to be taller than the AC. So it will be tall enough to cover the window, and all I need to do is prune it the way that you would normally prune let's say the crepe myrtle. Okay, and then on the side, on both sides actually, I planted some wildflowers, and they're growing. I just don't know what they are. I also have some agave type that I got from a neighbor, and it looks like I have another crepe myrtle growing there. So at some point I need to pull that, because I can't have 2 trees growing on this section. So eventually what I'll do is I'll probably clear this out even more so you can see a little more of an edging. Probably extend this edging out to here so that it would give me more room on this side to plant more wildflowers. But yeah, look at this blooms right here. Those are nice. So that's a vitex or a chase tree. The bumblebee doesn't like me, so I'm gonna go away. All right, so here's another section. Oh, so here's the mother plant for the birds of paradise that I got from my neighbor. It's this. So isn't that pretty? Okay, and here's another section that I cleared out. So I finally got rid of the ligustrum that typical bush that they have everywhere. I have to clean that up because first it's ugly, and second it was covering up the sprinkler. So I have the crepe myrtle here. I don't know yet. Again, it's one of those volunteer. I don't know what color it's gonna be. It might be purple. But on this section, I had purposely planted the agaves and the drought tolerant plants because in the summer this doesn't get a lot of water. So I have more turmerics there, more of the milkweed, and you can see the beautiful blooms from the agave. First I had this one stalk, and then this came out just about a week ago, so now I have two. And then this is the pumpkin that one of my little young neighbors had they had brother and sister, they had the little pumpkin from Halloween, and they decided to put it on the yard, and they asked me if it's gonna grow, and I said, yeah, let's just set it down there, see if it's gonna grow. We never buried it, we didn't do anything, we just kind of let it decompose. So once in a while they'll come over here and check out the progress, and there it is now. Again, I didn't do anything to manipulate this, letting nature do its thing. I don't know if it's gonna grow anything, but we'll see. All right, so I'm going back inside because neighbors are probably looking at me and think I'm going crazy talking to myself. Here's a sunflower. So here is a compost bin, another calamansi tree. I smell someone's barbecuing, and this ugly section is just my ugly section. It's my compost bin. And there is stuff growing in the compost bin. So that's a purple yam or a Japanese yam. Gotta clean that up. Okay, well that's it. I'm getting bit by mosquitoes. More cleaning to do, hopefully sometime this week. So thank you for watching, and till next time, bye.